The pillar upon which Mary manifested is not an architectural detail. It is spiritual language. In biblical and cosmic tradition, the pillar represents the axis that sustains reality, the column that unites heaven and earth. The point where the divine anchors itself in history. A pillar does not decorate. A pillar supports. When Mary manifests upon a pillar, she is revealing her eternal function. She does not come to pass through, she comes to remain. The pillar is foundation. It is stability. It is orientation. In a spiritual world that was being born, fragile and persecuted, Mary does not appear as emotional consolation. She appears as spiritual structure. She does not say, "Endure a little longer." She says through her presence, "Upon this everything will be built." In Scripture, pillars mark the places where God dwells. Jacob raised a pillar at Bethel when he realized that heaven was touching the earth. The Temple of Solomon was upheld by columns. Wisdom, Proverbs says, built her house upon firm pillars. The pillar is the symbol of wisdom that sustains order. That Mary manifests upon a pillar means something radical. She is not a secondary element in the divine plan. She is foundation. She does not sustain God. She sustains the relationship between God and humanity. The pillar is also an axis. An axis does not move. Everything turns around it. This reveals that the Spirit who manifests as Mary does not orbit around the message. She is the silent center that holds it together. When early Christianity was disoriented, when the Apostle James doubted, it was not an idea that sustained him. It was a living axis. The pillar does not walk. It does not run. It does not wander. It remains, and that permanence is divine. At the pillar, Mary does not act as a passing messenger. She acts as the column of a new spiritual consciousness. This connects directly with the entire series. In Guadalupe, the Spirit imprints. In Lourdes, the Spirit names herself. In Aparecida, the Spirit is restored. At the pillar, the Spirit sustains. Father as origin, Son as revelation, Mother as foundation. The pillar tells us that without the maternal dimension of the Spirit, faith becomes unstable, consciousness fragments, and spiritual structure collapses. That is why this apparition occurs at the beginning, before dogmas, before empires, before institutions, because everything that would come later needed a foundation. And that foundation was not a law, was not a book, was not human power. It was a presence that did not speak much, but placed herself where only the eternal can